So how do you prioritize your work? Like, let's say you have, do you work on multiple projects? How do you handle these multiple projects on a same day? If you have, say, meetings and you have to deliver something on a particular day, how do you manage it?
So
When do you get a confirmation that, whatever requirements you've gathered, they're perfect, they're correct? When do you get that strong feeling and confirmation inside you?
So how does this sign-off process happens in your company?
So nowadays AI is very famous, right? So in your projects, are you using AI? If you're using what all features and what all ways you're using that AI tools? How I'm not asking from your side, but organizations, how are they using? A project might require you to work for extra hours, maybe during weekends also sometimes, because we work on regulatory projects and regulatory projects doesn't have an extension of timelines. Okay, so we might ask you to work in the weekends for some extra hours during night times, because we work throughout all around the shifts we work.
Yes.
And sometimes put in more efforts. So how comfortable are you to work in this mode with us?
So where you are deploying these user stories, direct to the production, or you keep it in production? So according to you, what kind of skills anybody should possess in order to jump into business analysis career? What are the basic or kind of prerequisite skills?
Prerequisites.
So currently we have to deliver regulatory projects. We are separating our one of our client is a government bank, but they want to now move towards a private. One of the department wants to privatize itself, so that they come out of the government regulations and can come. So in this, there's a very tight deadlines for this project. It falls directly under the finance minister. Yeah, please come on.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming to the interview.
Yeah, thank you.
So we've been going through your profile. It is quite impressive. So let's start.
Sure.
Introduce yourself and walk us through your business analysis career.
I'm Mohammad Aslam. I'm having 2 years of experience. I started my career with the QA, then became a BA, senior BA. I'm currently working in the role of senior BA come product owner. I'm working. So in the 12 years of experience, I got to work in different domains. Like I've started my career working in travel and hospitality. Majorly I work with the banking. Then I went to the gaming, e-commerce. I'm currently working for the ITSM.
How is your typical day as a business analyst? What do you do on a daily basis?
Basically what I do as a BA roles and responsibilities, what I handle is, initially we'll be having the number of meetings will be there. Being a BA, on a daily basis I have to engage with the product owners and stakeholders. The first thing which I would like to do is I'll check my meeting calendars so that I can plan my day according to it. That is the first thing we'll be doing it. Then I'll check whether all the use stores are ready or not, because the development team needs to work on a daily basis. So I need to check my schedule of the meetings. I need to check whether all the use stories are ready for the development team, so they can work on it. So I think that one is the current work, one is the future work. I need to take care of both. So current work, whether everything is going properly or not, and what are the next items which need to plan for the upcoming things. That's how I plan.
So how do you prioritize your work? Like, let's say you have, do you work on multiple projects?
Yes, I work on multiple projects.
So how do you handle these multiple projects on a same day? If you have, say, meetings and you have to deliver something on a particular day, how do you manage it?
So definitely, as I said, the meetings, the schedule which I'll be checking. So in each and every meeting I'll come to know we'll be having the project deadlines. So based upon the deadlines and based upon the requirements and based upon the stakeholders, we know what is the higher priority one. The one which are prioritized one, that will be taken care into the first. So that those requirements will be aligned with all the stakeholders, and the POs will be there, who will be helping us in prioritizing the things as per the project deadline which need to be given. So those requirements will be prioritized, will be written and handled first. Then first come first basis, like that. That is how we do it.
What is the most difficult decision that you made in here as a business analyst? Where is the most challenging role of a business analyst? In which aspect?
So basically, if we see, I feel today's generation is very lucky, because the way which I learned as a BA was very hard way. Because I transformed my career from QA to BA, there was no one to explain what is BA actually. Because I don't know how the BA works, how the BA gathers the requirement, analyzing the requirement. Seriously, I don't have any idea. But if you go to the market today, we have good institutes which are teaching regarding the BA and all. At that time, it was not. So I learned in a very hard way how to gather the requirement, analyzing the requirement. But slowly after stepping into it, each and every part was challenging, but it came with me experience, experience and doing things and a lot of hard work. The things have been changed right now.
Okay. So what is the methodologies you follow for developing software applications in your current job project?
Currently, we are following the Agile methodology because, as we know, in the current generation, the requirements are constantly changing. So under Agile methodology, we are following the Scrum framework.
So how does this transition happen? Was it a conscious decision, or it was just with the flow?
When I was working with the QA, there was a project basically where I was the person who was responsible to get the requirements and do the testing. That is how it got initiated. So I was the one who was directly speaking to the stakeholders. First, I was getting the requirement. After getting the requirement, I was explaining to the developers. Then I used to test the same application. So when I came to know that, I got the grip on the subject and the application knowledge, because I think the most eligible people are become to be, I think testers are the first, because they have end-to-end knowledge on the applications. So any person, it's not only tester, any person like developer or any person who is having the complete knowledge and whole grip on that application, he is eligible to become the PA. Means he should have the overall knowledge.
As a BA, we have to manage both business teams and the technology teams.
Yes.
So which team do you work more with? Do you manage the business teams or you manage the technology team more?
I manage business team more.
Okay.
Well, basically, it has to be handled, balance we need to handle. The reason why I spend more time in the business team, because once the requirements are clear, once you get the clarity and the depth of the understanding, what if you understand the right problem statement, solution and benefit, once you're understanding the requirement proper, the other things are cakewalk.
Oh.
Because I spend most of the time in understanding the requirements. Once the requirement is understood, then you can write the stories and you can explain to the development team, which are always they'll be with you.
When do you get a confirmation that whatever requirements you've gathered, they're perfect, they're correct? When do you get that strong feeling and confirmation inside you?
Yeah, it came through by doing through experience, I could say. Because initially,
any methodology to make that confirmation that yes, these are the right requirements.
Definitely. Because when we gather the requirements, we depend upon, based on the requirement, we have few sessions, If it is only 1-to-1 person, we try to conduct the interview. If we have multiple stakeholders, then we go through the workshops. Basically, we try to gather those requirements and collect all those. When confirmation part, when it is coming after going through the requirement, we'll be having requirement review meetings where I will be sharing the understanding of the stakeholder. This is what I'm understood, whether I'm right or not. So if there is a gap analysis there, if there is an impact analysis there, whatever the questions which I'm having, I'll try to get clear in those sessions. Once they say the requirements are confirmed, then I'll go ahead.
You take sign-off from all the people?
Yes, definitely. I'll take sign-off from those people. Yep, yes.
Okay. So how does this sign-off process happens in your company?
Basically,
Product owner, or you try and get sign-off from other stakeholders as well?
No, as of now, we are taking the sign-off from the product owner, because he is the one responsible to bring all the product backlog to us.
Okay.
Because he is the one who's directly speaking to the stakeholders right now and getting all the information. So once the information, because they'll be creating the features and epics. I'm responsible, being a BA, my responsibility is to write the user stories. So whenever the epics and features, I'll get the information. So based on that, I'll go through it and I'll start writing the user stories. After writing the user stories, it doesn't go directly, I'll go and explain to development team. All the user stories and the requirement which has been written will be discussed with the POs and the architects. They'll be looking at our stories. Basically, the correct solution has been provided or not, whether each and every acceptance criteria is included or not. Once they are verified, it is done, then it will go for grooming.
So nowadays AI is very famous, right? So in your projects, are you using AI? If you are using, what all features and what all ways you are using that AI tools?
Yes, definitely. Because see, AI has become a boon actually. Most of the people think that AI might lose. People might think that AI will, because of coming into AI, we will losing our jobs and all. But I say that's a complete misconception, because AI is helping us a lot. Because whatever the instructions, the prompts you have to give in, still a manual resource is required. So when we are trying to do our work and all, the AI is helping us a lot. For example, initially when to write the user stories and acceptance criteria, it does take a lot of time and some of the requirements used to miss. But the same thing after writing the user stories and all, I'm checking with my AI system. So whether all the requirements are there. We have an AI requirement. Once you enter the prompt of the user story, it will give all the scenarios to you. So where I'll be comparing this both, whether I covered each and everything. If anything is missed, I'll try to add it.
Okay, I'm not asking from your side, but organizations, how are they?
Organization said what happened. For example, we have applications. For example, we're working on chatbot application. So we are inbuilding AI there. So what sort of questions need to be added? What questions people will be asking? For example, based on the keywords, what documents need to be uploaded? What are the recent folders should be shown? How the things and labels should be done? We are building a new chatbot. So it is not only the chatbot AI we are doing it. We have different applications where AI has been introduced. For example, we are doing for survey management. Survey management means where you ask the surveys and questions from the people to collect the feedback and all. So it's always not possible to people come and enter the applications or not. The moment we are taking, how did the information look like? Are you satisfied with the application? If the chatbot it is coming, the AI, the question form is coming, people will fill it and they'll give the comments and directly will comment off. So everywhere we are trying to introduce AI in our applications.
So our projects are very complex projects. Okay, it requires you to spend some good amount of time and they're a little bit more complex. So what is your plan of action once, let's say, you got into this new job role?
Okay.
So how do you organize yourselves? How do you get the information from our current existing projects? And what is your plan of action?
See, the plan of action is basically whenever the project which you are working, when you're entering it, first we'll try to understand what exactly you're working on it. Okay, who is our client? What are the product? What are its services? How we are helping to the customers? What is the problem? What is the need basically? What we are trying to achieve by doing this? That is the first thing we are trying to apply. When talking about challenging part, we need to look what challenges we are having. Functionality wise we are challenging, technical wise we are challenging. Are we handling on the API sides or we are handling, for example, functional side also working, we'll be having application multiple fields. So many fields will be there, go to navigate to this page, to that page, workflow, designers, a lot of things will be there. Coming to the technical part, we'll be having APIs and all, understanding the SQL structures, basic structures, request, response, and performance wise, non-functional requirements will be there. So where are we facing the challenges? How are we doing? Till now, what we have implemented and what we are going to implement. I'll try to take the information from the existing documents we have, first of all, try to gather the information. Second thing, I'll go to walk through our application, know exactly how the application is currently working. By doing that, I'll take the information from the POs because they'll be the best person to give the entire product knowledge, as well as I'll be continuous touching the development team because they are developing the application testing. They will be having the more knowledge. That's how I'll try to fit myself into the application and the system and the team.
How much time do you need to do all these things and start picking up the real work? How much time you need to settle down?
Preparation
and all.
Preparation and all. See, I could not say a particular
previous experience.
As per the previous experience, what I have done till now, I have seen is like hardly to take me 1 month.
1 month.
1 month will be taking for me because I should not be lying less than 1 month. Because less than 1 month, if you are doing also, you'll not able to. I'm not saying that I'll take 30 days to take the real work, but I'll start understanding the application on the day one. I'll start trying to navigate the application and all to pick up as a business analyst and to speak something about it, to write some user stories or, on the flexible way. At least I need 1 month to understand whole application part.
Okay. But suppose you've identified a very difficult stakeholder tomorrow in your project and this person is not really supporting you. And, they are very, clients are very strong.
Yes.
You can't even escalate on them. So how do you handle such difficult stakeholders?
See, every stakeholder will be having some pain points. Okay, so what I'll do, as we are doing multiple stakeholders, we have already seen this. Not every stakeholder will be the same. Some will be very sweet and smooth, and they'll give the answers immediately, frequently. Even though they're asking silly questions, they're ready to give the answers. Some stakeholders will be challenging. You can't go with the basics and all. So what I'll do is I'll do my homework first because I know this client is tough.
Yeah.
So I'll be to the point. I won't initiate the story from 1947. I won't go to 2025 future. What is the current problem? What exactly is needed? I'll be to the point. If they are going to help me in such a way, that is a direct communication the first way. Second, if I'm not getting, I'll try to communicate through emails. I'll try and drop an email saying that your help is needed and these are the queries I'm having. Please help me to resolve. In that case, still I'm not getting the help. So we have higher level management will be there who can CC into them. Or we could see if any other person is there who can help me behalf of him.
Okay. Our project might require you to work for extra hours, maybe during weekends also sometimes, because we work on regulatory projects and regulatory projects doesn't have an extension of timelines. Okay, so we might ask you to work in the weekends for some extra hours during night times because we work throughout all the round the shifts we work.
Yes.
And sometimes put in more efforts. So how comfortable are you to work in this mode with us?
Basically, whenever you're going for the new position or new challenging position, you're trying to learning new, it's always a little bit tough. Because whenever you, for example, even diamond won't come out directly because there's a lot of things you need to polish and you need to furnish those things. Then only the real outcome will come out. So the same way, unless and until you're not putting minimum efforts while joining the project, understanding the application and all, at the initial point of time, it might be a little bit hectic, but later it will be very smooth. We even know, multiple projects we have worked. Not every project you are working 24/7. At least some point of period will be there. So definitely I'm comfortable with that. I'm got used to even as well.
Okay. Good to know that. So you said you guys are using Agile Scrum methodology, right?
Yes.
So what are the Scrum ceremonies that you guys are following, and who organizes these ceremonies in your project?
The Scrum ceremonies will be organized by a Scrum Master actually. So she'll be taking care of all these meetings and all. The Scrum ceremonies which are like sprint planning will be there. So basically on start of the first day of the sprint we'll do it. We'll be checking the capacity and the velocity generally, how much, what is the capacity of our team development team, whether the people are leave or not. Based on the capacity, we'll try to assign the use stories. That is the first thing we'll be doing. We'll moving all the stories to from backlog to the current sprint backlog we'll be doing it. And next we'll be having the daily scrum. Every day 15 minutes call will be doing. So what they have done yesterday, what they are going to do today, are there any impediments or not? That is the second thing. Third thing, we'll be having sprint review. In sprint review, what we'll do is, like whatever the stories which are developed as a part of the application, we'll give demo to the UAT users. So what have been, we'll take the feedback from them. That is the third. And fourth one, we'll do the sprint closure. On the day of when the sprint is ending on the second week or the third week as per the organization policies. So on that day, we'll try to close all the US stories. If any stories which have not been closed, we'll do the spillover to the next sprint. And last comes retrospectives, where we discuss what went well and what did not went well. These ceremonies will follow.
Okay. So, where you are deploying these user stories, direct to the production, or you keep it in local?
No. We have developers will do the testing in the local environment first. Then we have testers who will be doing in the beta and gamma. So gamma is a replica of production actually. So beta exactly all the testing is done. Once the testing is done completely in beta environment, we are deploying into the gamma. Gamma is where product owners will be testing. Because replica of production, once everything they feel fine, well and good, then we'll deploy into the production.
Okay. So what is alpha testing then?
So coming to the alpha testing, where we directly sit with the clients, we'll try to understand the requirement. From the client side, the requirement which you are doing that we mentioned is the alpha testing.
Okay. So you as a BA, what you do in sprint planning meeting and what you would do in in sprint review meeting?
Sprint review meeting. Being as a BA in sprint planning meeting, what I'll do is, I'll make sure whatever the prioritized items are there from the product backlog, those prioritized product backlog items are correctly moved into sprint backlog or not. Because I'll be having the priority, I'll be having the deadline, this request need to be deployed and so and so. So those requirements are going into the sprint backlog or not. That is what I'll be verifying that. Whether in case of moving, if any people are having any queries in terms of any stories, I need to do the refinement on the regular basis because I need to check if there is a priority has been changed, all the requirements are properly aligned or not. That I'll be checking. That is the one thing in the sprint planning meeting. And coming to the retrospective, sprint review, man. Sprint review, what we'll do, we'll give demo to the stakeholders. So it depends. Basically, being a business analyst, I'll walk through the entire application because every sprint, product increment will be there, new features will be developed. So I have to walk through the stakeholders saying that in this sprint, these features have been developed. This is what we worked on it, whether they are okay or not. If it is well and fine, then good. If they are giving the feedback, if there's a minor feedback is there, we'll try to implement in the same sprint. If I feel that whatever the enhancement, the major it is there, they're asking a little bit more, we'll try to create a story for the next sprint.
How do you decide on the MVP?
Yeah. So what we do, whenever MVP will be done for the projects which we are really not sure about it. So what we do, we connect POC.
Okay.
So we connect POC. So whatever the junk of the feature requirement will do now, will be deployed into parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5. We do some based upon the requirements. So each POC will check the partner POC whether the basic minimum features are there or not, how the tabs are look like, how the people are able to perform after clicking on what is happening, not developing entire application with small basic features will do that. After completing the POC, we'll check, okay, are the tabs are aligned or not, what exactly we want. After clicking on each tab, whatever we are looking for the forms or submit button application, whether it is traversing or not, how things look alike. Then if you are satisfied, then we'll develop with the original feature.
Which is your favorite project which you want to explain about it? What all have you delivered in that project, and what was your contribution to that project? Which is your favorite project?
Luckily to say, like being a 13 years experience, I got to work in different domains and different projects. Each and every project teaches us a different thing. And the banking, I used to do the KYC part, basically handling the KYC, where you came to know, what extra details are required, PAT card details, risk ratings, and how the accounts are opening, what are different accounts are there, how the customer identification number is created, whatever the balance and account balance you are maintaining, how it will go and check in the Finacle. So this was a project where you got to work in the UI, API, backend, Finacle, mainframe, each and every application has been tested actually. So it has been touched. So that was a good one. And recent project which I work was on e-commerce actually, where we used to sell the cars. Selling the cars. So till now I know only what are cars. I don't know nothing about cars. But after working in this project, I came to know it's a year, model, trim, vehicle identification number. For example, if new car is coming, it has not launched to our showrooms. That cars are called in-transit cars. So what is MSRP, what is invoice, and how they're selling, how they're manufacturing. So it's a complete thing. For example, when we go for the car dealer showroom, the moment you enter, the person will come and give the form to fill up and we'll be doing all these things. Exactly, these things have been modified in an application wise now. So we are maintaining the CRMs now. So where all the customer information is there. Once you log in, and for example, you give the customer page to you, have gone to the car, but you didn't buy it. Second time you come again, you will be considered as the existing customer, not as a new customer. So other will be new customer. So we having pricing tool.
Okay.
So basically we have the pricing tool. They're selling the cars in the, for example, you're taking at the cash, what is the discount? You're taking on the leasing, you are taking in the, different payment options are there.
Negotiations also can.
Exactly. So
It's like a sales.
Sales, exactly. The sale one.
Automating the sales.
Automating the sales. So that product I liked.
So, nice. Great.
How did you been learning these domains? Like what was your personal way of switching and learning different domains?
Different domains. So basically BA, he has to be very much agile actually. So because he has to know each and everything. So I never stick to any specific domain. So because I came from banking, gaming, e-commerce and all, the crux which I was trying to learn the strategy was there. Even though the product and domains are different, the strategy was there. I was trying to understand what exactly this company working on. Okay. For example, currently company which I'm going to join your company, so I have done my little bit homework also. So I've seen like how many members are there. I've gone through the Glassdoor, I've seen the reviews, and I know it's a very good company, product base. We have tie up with how many clients, and what was your revenue, and what products you are handling, what services you are giving. So all these things I did Google and research and came. So I understood, okay, this is your product and all. I've taken a little bit understanding of that. So whenever I go to the project, based on the project, try to develop more information.
How do you work with the product owner and versus a project manager? How do you handle both of them?
Yeah.
What are the tasks you go and work with them?
Okay. Basically, I more will be aligned towards the product side because being a business analyst, we're talking most on the requirement terms. So daily basis, I'll be connecting with the product owners because we'll be checking what requirements are coming because our requirements changing on very frequent basis. So whenever the requirements are changing, I need to get aligned with them. So these are the requirements I'm planning for so and so today. This many resources are there and all. So this is how we'll be working with the requirement side. And coming to the project manager, as we know, each developer or tester should always be having the work. So he'll be following, said Aslam, this particular resource is having the storage till Monday. We need the storage for next week. So I said, no need to worry that we are already grooming the storage. We'll be grooming by end of this Friday so that each and every member will be having the storage from the next week.
Okay. Was there any situation where there were no user stories in product backlog and developers and testers were sitting idle?
Yes, there was a situation when what happened, I already groomed the stories. The stories, everything was well written, everything done. The moment when you're going to start on the next sprint, that is on Monday, so Thursday evening I came to know that the requirement went on hold.
Okay.
They stopped the requirement. And the other new requirement they brought into the picture. It was only hardly Monday time where I could not analyze those requirements, because even to start with the basics also I need some time.
Okay.
So what we did, we have created technical depth stories, because in applications also will be having technical depths will be there. So whatever the work, the background technical work, what people can do it, we have given the work for the development team members, and for QA we have given the same functionality document so that everyone can go through it. So meanwhile I was on the quick pace to understand the requirement, at least to start with the basic things.
Who documents these tech-debt user stories?
Template user stories. Basically, I'll be creating the stories. I'll be taking the help of the technical lead and architects, and I'll including the points.
Okay.
Because being a functional BA, I'll only concentrating on the functional requirement.
Right.
Yeah.
So, according to you, what kind of skills anybody should possess in order to jump into business analysis career?
Yeah.
What are those basic or kind of prerequisite skills?
Prerequisites. First thing I think like the communication skills. First of all, you should have a proper communication skills, so that communication skills, that doesn't mean that I'm saying that to have what we say high fluency in English or like doing masters and using such sort of words. No, not vocabulary side. The basic communication where you can put your queries to the stakeholders and to understand what stakeholders are saying. In the same way, you should be able to communicate to the developers. Communication skill, convincing skills, problem analytical thinking skills, logical and reasoning skills, these should be there. Basically, the skill set will try to understand the problem more. For example, if I'm saying to do this, okay, just listening and coming and trying to implement, that doesn't make sense. Try to understand why you're doing this, what is the purpose, what will happen, why you're not doing it. For example, I follow 5 whys technique. Why, so that I can get to the last root cause of that. So try to understand this product in each and every aspect.
I think we are very good. You have any questions for us?
Sure, definitely. So the one you were saying that challenging projects I'll be able to join and all. Could I get the gist of that project? What exactly you're handling? Or which mode you're working?
Yeah. So currently we have to deliver regulatory projects.
Okay.
We are separating our one of our client is a government bank,
Okay.
but they want to now move towards a private bank. One of the department wants to privatize itself so that they come out of the government regulations and can come. So in this, there's a very tight deadlines for this project. It falls directly under the finance minister.
Oh.
Okay. So right? So
Yeah.
big people are involved.
Yes.
We can't really. We have to listen to them. We can't renegotiate
Agreed.
in terms of time.
Agreed.
So we might expect you to work in a more in a more aggressive way to complete the deliverables. Our entire team. So you should be okay with that. That's
Definitely. I think if I get a chance to join your company, I'll try to be assertive and try to spend more and more time so that I can quickly understand the application and gain knowledge. I'm a quick learner, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'll grasp the things very easily. So I'll try to put as my efforts, so that I can make things easy for all.
Yeah. So, Aslam, you might have observed, since ours is a regulatory project,
Yeah.
so our methodology could be hybrid. We may also follow waterfall as well,
Sure.
since regulations are there.
Yeah.
So, how confident are you in creating artifacts like BRDA for others?
Yeah, I'm very much pretty sure about it. Now we are working on the Agile, but previously we used work on the BRD and FRD. Basically, I don't find much difference, because in the BRD and FRD also we'll try to understand what is the scope of the thing, what are the functional requirements, what are the non-functional requirements, what are the risks and assumptions, what are the dependencies. This anyways we are doing as a part of the Agile also. Basically, the same format has not been followed, but the crux of the both things are same. So it's only the documentation pattern is different. So it's nothing. It's only for me work.
Understood. That's great.
Yeah. It was nice talking to you and had a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah, same.
You shortly in the next round of interviews.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know.
Hi. How is your interview? How did it went?
Yeah, it went really very well actually. I feel the panel members were so cool actually. They asked all the relevant questions, so it was all good.
That's it. Just tell me like explain your
Experience
your field.
by asking their questions, I could understand, like what sort of projects they are working, and the questions are so detailed and specific and relevant to BA actually. So what the daily co-works which we are doing daily on that basis, the same those questions were only asked. They didn't ask anything out of the box, and I could understand where the project is lying and what exactly they are working into it. It was really very cool and good. I think if I'm joining their company, if they're selecting me, I think it will be a nice opportunity for me working with them.
Was it tough? How would you compare it with the other interviews, or how do you feel about it?
Other couple of interviews I given with other people as well. So whenever I used to say something, they used to stop me in between, or they used to try to correct me. Correcting is a very good way. It's not a thing. But these people were so calm and patient actually. They were listening each and everything what I'm trying to answer them. Even though a couple of times I might be a bit wrong as well. But still, they gave me the opportunity to complete my whole entire thing. Then they started posting the questions.
Yeah.
So,
will this be helpful for your future, or like?
Definitely. See the way they have asked the questions. If tomorrow, if I'm selected and want that opportunity, that position, basically, if I have to conduct interviews for different people, then it's a role model for them. I can consider them as them.
Or do you think will they qualify you for the next round?
I hope so, because whatever the questions have been asked, I was trying to give in my 100%, like whatever which has been delivered. I hope, crossing my fingers. So basically, I should get selected.
Great. All the best for you.
Thank you.
About Aslam's performance.
Aslam was very good experience.
So those are the P1s.
So shared
P1s already have
very
been
closely with the project. I'm sure he has picked up a lot of space in the
So those are the
side.
previously.
I'm a little skeptical about his experience with the development team. What do you think about development side? Can he handle the development?
That week of open.
Since he's having a lot of tenure, I don't think that should be a problem. But yeah, if that's the one, then we
One thing I'm doing. Omega. अरे Omega हमारा वाले गुरु है ना.
Dealing with the business team. Yeah. So
है बहुत सारे अपने SAT वाले देखते हैं Omega.
and his attitude is also very pleasant, and I think he can be a very good fit in our culture,
Sorry, give me.
in our organization. And I think you also asked a question like how soon can he pick up the job, and he had a right structure of how
Yeah,
he's
those are the facts.
next 1 month and how to pick up. And 1 month is a decent time that we have to give. And
Yep, I think the process profile for us.
Third one, I think we need to be if there's a
the strong will just
So అయిపోతే
maybe
what is he going to bring to the organization, and what are skill sets, and what is his thought process. And we also need to assess whether he will stick on with us or will he keep on jumping to another team. We need to understand because in this point we can't afford the person.
No, that's all.
True.
Thank you.
Because looking at his profile,
just for free, there was probably 1 or 2 items.
so I'm sure we would definitely stick the mountain with us. So, shall we?
Related to me, I don't have any doubts.
Yeah.
It's just that we need to check whether he'll be sticking with us for a good amount of time.
Let our managers take care of it.
Yes.
So shall we process?
Yes. I think Aslam is selected. I'm extra proud of it.